Holly Pesci, and this is Barnes & Noble Tagged. There's an air of mystery in the studio today. The mystery being, how does Walter Mosley keep turning out so many bestsellers? Well, we'll find out because he's with us here in the Barnes & Noble studio. Walter Mosley, whom Time magazine has praised as a writer whose work transcends category and qualifies as serious literature, is one of America's most celebrated and best-known writers. His mystery novels have been translated into at least 21 languages around the world. Now, for the first time, he has written a series about a contemporary New York City detective, and readers will be hooked from the very first page. He's here to talk with us about the new series starring Leonard McGill. Walter Mosley, you've been tagged. Thank you so much for being with us. This is a huge honor.
Well, thank you.
All right, so this is exciting. Tell us about The Long Fall.
For me, this is a change, from books I was writing to this new character, Leonard McGill. The books I was writing before, I think a lot paid attention to my family. It was a historical novels. They're about Los Angeles in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s. And now I'm in New York. It's contemporary, and in a certain way, it's much more my story. Mm-hmm. If not my story, at least my world. Yeah. And I'm really enjoying it. It's the first time I'm really writing about New York, and that's very exciting.
And how long have you been in New York? A long time.
I've lived here since 1979.
Leonard McGill is so fascinating. I mean, first tell everybody about his name. His father's a communist.
Well, yeah, his father was a sharecropper,
yeah.
in Alabama, and his parents were sorely mistreated. And as a child, he decided to be against these people, so he became a communist, his father. Mm-hmm. And he named his kids, he named himself Tolstoy, mm-hmm. his children Leonid and Nikita. But at the age of, when Leonid's 12, he abandons the family. And so Leonid is stuck with kind of this history, this communist history, but he's completely rejected it. But in a way, he's still very much a working class man. So mm-hmm. He has a very kind of tentative relationship with the memory of his father, because his father's been gone forever.
There's this, I almost feel your love for the character. And as a New Yorker, I love how you feel New York City in it.
I like writing about the city. New York is such an extraordinary city. There's the subways, there's the streets, there's people of all different kinds of backgrounds and nationalities kind of piled up next to each other. Mm-hmm. There's all these mysteries and secrets about how the city works, which none of us understand. And
so true.
And Leonid, when I wrote the Easy Rollin series, race and racism and stuff like that was monolithic. It existed everywhere. But in Leonid's world, he's traveling between groups of people almost seamlessly. It doesn't mean that race doesn't any longer exist, but it's very, very different. And it's a very different world. And New York is really it's the perfect example of of the new America.
I have to tell you, thank you so much. I think a lot of us in America are going to spend a lot of time in the future getting to know Leonard McGill, and the beginning of that whole thing is a great book, The Long Fall. Everybody, go get it right now. Thank you. Here's a tagged close-up, a closer look at one book that we think you're going to want to check out. This one will teach you everything you need to know about close-ups, landscapes, and everything in between in a snap. If you want to take photographs that look exciting, fun, and professional, Hot Shots is for you. Author Kevin Meredith is world-renowned as a lomographer, a photographer whose pictures are specifically blurred, unusually framed, or creatively exposed. Kevin highlights various photographic techniques, qualities, and effects using extended captions and simple technical information. Issues covered in this work include composition, exposure, low light, night shots, portraits, animals, colors, flash, silhouettes, and black and white photography. Examples are arranged by color, and the book is sized to be easily flicked through. The best news is that to be a hotshot, you don't need expensive photographic equipment or an art school degree. The only requirement is a desire to express yourself with your camera. And that's our tagged close-up. Every week, some new and interesting books, CDs, and DVDs hit our radar, and I'm going to let you know about them in my top tags. Did you know that March is Women's History Month? Let's celebrate with some tags by and about some truly great women. A real find at number 5 is Don't Cry, Following the extraordinary success of her National Book Award-nominated novel, Veronica, Mary Gateskill returns with a luminous new collection of stories, her first in more than 10 years. A musical score at number 4. Poseidon and the Bitter Bug is the first release in 3 years from Grammy Award-winning duo The Indigo Girls. It's 2 CDs, a full band version, acoustic disc, and bonus track. Rock on. It's a fact, this book is number 3. The First Lady's Fact Book is a definitive guide to the lives, achievements, triumphs, and tragedies of every First Lady, from Martha Washington to Michelle Obama. My number 2 is Ladies of Liberty by best-selling author and ABC correspondent Cokie Roberts. Just out in paperback, this colorful blend of biographical portraits and behind-the-scenes vignettes chronicles women's public roles and private responsibilities throughout history. And my top tag this week is the DVD release of Twilight, the major motion picture based on Stephenie Meyer's book. It comes with a Barnes & Noble exclusive. You get a free phone skin with choices like Team Edward or Team Jacob, plus more. And those are my top tags for this week. Okay, mystery solved. I know what you should be reading this week: The Long Fall. And before we go, some exciting news. You can now follow Tagged and Barnes & Noble Studio on Twitter. Just go to twitter.com and follow BN Studio. Happy tweeting. We'll see you next time on Barnes & Noble Tagged.